Sega does what Nintendo don't, which is getting their ass kicked, pretty much. Getting their ass kicked by Nintendo is what Sega has been the best at for the last 20 or 30 years. And this Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, everybody on the internet was just glazing the hell out of this game, acting like it was gonna put Mario Kart World in the grave. Mario Kart World is dead, it's officially dead. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is a better game. And you even had like just, you know, these fake ass Nintendo fans like, you know, Nintendo Land, Landon from Nintendo Land, you know. He made that crybaby video about, oh, I was getting death threats because of my negative Nintendo content or whatever, which he didn't. He's a liar because I didn't see any single death threat, not on Twitter, not on YouTube, but he was pretending he was receiving a bunch of death threats from Nintendo fans and everything like that. And all I saw was just a bunch of critical comments or whatever. But this dude, you know, he recently started shilling for this Sonic Racing game, started grifting for it and acting like it was actually better than Mario Kart World. And he even in one of his videos doing the review of this game he even said he was being sponsored by Sega to make the video. But of course, you know, many videos later, you know, he talks about Kirby Air Riders, and instead of talking about how Kirby Air Riders is going to destroy the Sonic game, he tries to pit it up against Mario Kart World, which makes no sense. They're both Nintendo, but it just shows he's a fake ass grifter, and all he really cares about is his stupid YouTube channel and getting as many views as possible. So, you know, I had no respect for that clown whatsoever. All that attention seeking that he did with the death threats and all that stuff and whatnot, him being a crybaby, and now he's over here just basically proving everybody right. People were calling him a grifter because he was basically jumping on the Nintendo hate bandwagon to some degree. And he continues to do that by glazing this stupid Sonic game and implying that it's better than Mario Kart World. But funny enough, this game is getting curb stomped by Mario Kart World. It is not even close. Let's just check how many people are actually playing it right now on Steam. By the way, look at the artwork real quick. Look how cheesy that shit looks. It really does just look like your typical $20 indie game. That's what it looks like. Looks like an indie game that's about 20 bucks. You know what? There's a way better racing game than this that costs only $15. You guys remember there's that Fast Fusion game. That Fast Fusion game that's exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, by the way, and you should highly check it out. It's only $15. But that Fast Fusion game, way better game than this Sonic game. It's basically like an F-Zero type game, like futuristic type game, and it's got really good, it's really fun. You could actually jump like with the vehicle and whatnot. It has this cool jumping mechanic. The arenas look amazing. I love the way the tracks look really good. It's got a great selection of vehicles. You can fuse different vehicles together and whatnot. That makes it even more fun to play, just being able to fuse different vehicles and create a new vehicle. That is an awesome game. It's only $15. They even added some free content to it as well after the game's release. $15. It looks way better than this Sonic Racing Cross Worlds game. Anybody who says otherwise is completely full of crap. It looks way better than this. This game, you look at it, look how cheesy and trashy it just looks. It looks like a $20 game, yet it's $70, and it's $90 just to get an additional 3 characters. And you know how much that is? You know how much that tallies up to? Only 26 characters. Wow. You get to play with 26 different characters in this shitty, low budget, low tier racing game, Sonic racing game. Meanwhile, in Mario Kart World, you got 50 characters that you can play as. Now, of course, every time I make these type of videos about it, you got morons that are like, you're triggered, you're salty, or whatever, because it's doing better than Mario. Actually, no, it's not doing better than Mario Kart World. Let's see how many people are playing it right now. Only 766 people playing this game on Steam right now. That's it. 766 people are playing this trash game. Oh, look, it's got 92.27% positive reviews out of 9,000 reviews. Look, these are just the losers who live on YouTube and on the internet. And it's only 9,000 reviews. The general population, people, is like millions and millions and millions of people who are all buying Mario Kart World instead. 766 players are playing it right now. Their 24-hour peak is only 1,500 players, so 1,500, that's it. Their all-time peak, which was 2 months ago, was 13,630. What a joke. Only 13,000 was like their all-time peak. Okay? And let's see what's their lowest like numbers that they've gotten recently. So Wednesday, November 5th, they had 489 players. So that's the lowest amount that they've had, just 489 players. In another few months, a couple months or so, that's probably going to be like its average player count. It's like 400 or so. But yeah, this is a trash game, and there were so many goofballs and shills praising it. A lot of people were literally being sponsored by Sega to talk about this game, be like, yeah, this game is actually way better than Mario Kart World. Oh, it's so much more fun. By the way, this video is sponsored by Sega. You know, I've seen so many videos like that. I just mentioned, you know, Landon from Nintendo Land. It was the same thing with him. But of course, you know, he's also a grifter, and so he continues to give this game false praise and act like, you know, it's better than Mario Kart World. You know, he's a clown. He's a clown, and he's not to be taken seriously anymore. But let me just say this. This game, you know, people want to say, well, you're only looking at Steam right now. It's also on PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox. Yeah, I highly doubt it's doing bigger numbers on any of those other consoles. I highly doubt it's doing better over there. Highly doubt that. But you know what? Let me just say this. Mario Kart World right now has sold more than 9 million copies. And it is only on one console, the Nintendo Switch 2. So it's only on one console, and it's got already sold 9 million, over 9 million copies. Pretty sure this game has sold nowhere near that amount. Probably hasn't even hit 500,000. It's probably hit like 200, 300,000, and that's about it. That's about it, this stupid game. Now, here's what's funny. They could have done a lot better had they kept their mouth shut about Nintendo. Right? You had that dorky idiot who, you know, went up there on stage to promote this game, and he was like, oh, and you know, unlike that other racing game that everybody knows about, unlike, you know, that other game, I'm not going to say what it is, but you know which one I'm talking about. Of course, he's talking about Mario Kart World. Unlike that game, you know, we allow you to create a lobby with your friends or something. I can't really remember what he said exactly, but he was taking a weak jab at Nintendo, pretty much, just a very weak and pathetic jab, and he ended up breaking his wrist in the process. But yeah, he took that really pathetic and weak jab because he was stupid, and he was trying to capitalize on all of the Nintendo hate on the internet that he saw. So he saw a bunch of people on the internet talking crap about Nintendo, thinking that, you know, they reflect the general population of planet Earth, when they don't. And that's the funny thing about so many idiots on YouTube. It's like, you morons need to go outside. Like stop thinking that because the majority of people on the internet are saying one thing, that reflects the general population. It doesn't. But that's what this guy tried doing. He tried capitalizing on that negativity that was being garnered towards Nintendo and Mario Kart World. And then they decided to make that really stupid ad or whatever, making fun of Mario Kart World and implying that it's a slow, boring game. They had Mario Kart World in the trailer, but it was blurred out or whatever. And, you know, you had goofballs like John from Spawnwave saying, oh, I love this. This is awesome. This is great, you know? And, well, yeah. Turns out they got curb stomped by Mario Kart World. And it turns out that their stupid, you know, attacks against Nintendo and Mario Kart World. Turns out that completely backfired, and people aren't buying their shitty ass game. That's what happened. They basically, all they did was piss off, Nintendo fans and Mario Kart fans, or just gamers in general, who don't really, follow, the popular narrative on the internet. And as a result, people aren't buying their game. People are just like, yeah, fuck these guys. Like, I mean, who do they think they are, just talking all this shit or whatever? And then they're gonna have the audacity to price this cheap ass looking game at $70, and then an extra then at $90 for a deluxe version. That's not even really giving you that much more content, right? But of course, you got some moron out there, this angry idiot on YouTube, who's like, well, they're giving you free DLC. First of all, it's not free DLC because you're having to pay an extra $20, idiot. Well, you get more characters. You actually get more characters. Yeah, you get an extra 3 lousy characters, and that tallies up to just 26 playable characters. Like, what kind of a moron do you have to be to think that is a good deal? Nintendo could have done the same thing. Nintendo could have been like, yes, you can get Mario Kart World for $70, and you'll get like 30 characters, but if you buy the deluxe version, which is $90, you get 20 more characters, which tallies up to 50 characters total. People still would have complained. People still would have cried and bitched and moaned about that, right? People still would have been very angry and upset about them for it. But no, instead Nintendo just gave us 50 characters right off the bat. And they just charged the game like $80. And it's $80 because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it just sold about 70 million copies. That's why it's expensive. It's for that reason, not so much like because it's got way more content than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. No, it's just because it's now a bigger game. It's an open world game. It's a more high quality game, and it's got a lot of characters. It's got 50 playable characters, so yeah, $80. But of course, you guys bitched and moaned about that, then hypocritically praised this Sonic game, which has way less. It only has 23 characters, and then it's 26 if you get the deluxe version. And here's what's so funny. Remember, like, all these people are crying about Donkey Kong Bonanza and that DLC content, right? Oh, that DLC content, that was content they took from the game and decided to charge us for. Oh, okay, so what about this stupid Sonic Deluxe version that only gives you an extra 3 characters? How is that not considered to be content that was taken from the original game in order to charge us an extra $20? That's kind of weird how the internet did not even blow up and go crazy about this as much as they did with Donkey Kong Bonanza's DLC, which, by the way, came out 2 months after the game. That Sonic Racing Deluxe Edition came out at the same time as the actual, standard base game. Just shows you how full of shit these people are, right? Shows you how full of shit the internet is. And even like the so-called Nintendo YouTubers like Kit and Krista, Landon from Nintendo Land, and many others, they didn't call this shit out. They didn't make a big fuss and say, wait a minute, or how about that idiot 8-Bit Eric? Yeah, 8-Bit Eric, that fucking dumbass who, he's just the most fake ass shill and grifter these days. This idiot made a stupid YouTube video crying about the Kirby Air Riders presentation being 1 hour long and how it was just going to be a waste of time. And when it turned out that he was wrong, he didn't make a video apologizing, whatever. But that guy, he made a stupid video crying about the Donkey Kong DLC, Bonanza, the DLC or whatever for Donkey Kong Bonanza. He made a video crying about that, bitching about that. But he didn't make a video crying about Sonic Racing Crossworlds and how they were charging people $90 for this deluxe edition. So I'm glad this game's failing. It is getting fucking curb stomped. Again, Mario Kart World sold 9 million copies. That's a 90% attachment rate right there. And you can't just say it was bundled. You really think they had like, what, 5 million Mario Kart World bundles? No, they probably had like a couple million or so. Maybe like a million or a couple million at most. But no, the game's selling well because people are actually buying the game. And yeah, hey, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that game you idiots want to act like is no longer a good game because of DLC that you can choose to purchase. You don't have to get it. Without that DLC, everyone was praising the game, but because now suddenly they added DLC, it's no longer a good game anymore. Yeah, that just shows you how stupid gamers are, especially on YouTube. I mean, internet gamers on the internet, like they just all have like fried brains or something. But it's just funny to see how this Sonic game, this stupid Sonic game, is already failing. It's failing miserably right now. Only about 700 people are playing the game right now. 766. What a joke. So, yeah. You guys in the comments, let me know what you think about this. Why was it a bad idea for Sega to do, jump on this stupid Nintendo hate bandwagon? Is that the reason why their game's failing? Did they piss off a lot of Nintendo fans by doing that? Is it also because of the price? You look at the price of it and it's like, yeah, this does not look like a game that is worth $70. This game looks like it should be $20. I think it's a game that's worth less than $20 because there's a better game out there that's only $15, and that's that fast racing fusion game. If you hadn't played that game, check it out. I highly recommend it. Fast Racing Fusion, download that game for your Nintendo Switch 2, or go pick it up because I do think they have a physical copy available. But if they don't, that's a perfect game to download and play like immediately. So check that game out, guys. I'm gonna recommend that game because that's a really awesome freaking game, and it's a Nintendo exclusive. So there you go. But yeah, that game costs $15, and this stupid Sonic game, which looks cheap as hell, doesn't play that well. It just throws a bunch of crap on the screen to make it seem like it's a fast game, but it's really not. That game costs $70. Like, get the hell out of here. That game probably should be $10, really. If we're being honest, that's how cheap and garbage the game is. I think the only reason why it would cost close to $70 is because it's like a crossover game, and so it has other characters from other games, and I guess those other third-party studios gotta make a certain amount as well, but it doesn't justify the price because it's a cheap-ass looking game. It's very lazy, cheap looking. So let me know what you guys think. Why is this game not selling well? Obviously it's a piece of shit, but do you think their stupid campaign against Nintendo is what kind of backfired? The prices? Is it just because it's a trash game? Let me know in the comments below. And how many copies do you think this game has sold so far? I'm gonna assume like just over 200,000, and that's about it. Not too much, Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.